Thanks again for coming in today. It's good to meet up face to face again. How have you been keeping?
I've been well.
Good to hear. Well, thanks again for the conversation we had about your financial personality. Did you get the brochure I emailed you?
Yes, it was interesting to read after our conversation. I can actually recall decisions I made in the past that link back to what you were telling me about.
Good. Today, I want to take the next step and review your current financial profile and to see what, if anything, we can do to help you attain your financial aspiration.
Great. I've actually been thinking about reviewing my DCI investment, and I've also decreased my stocks since our conversation last time. I now know that I have to be mindful of my decisions.
That's good to hear.
I also want to talk about getting a larger home as well.
Good. Using the results from your behavioral finance questionnaire and your A to Z review, I would suggest allocating your assets into 3 buckets: defensive, active, and strategic.
Can you explain more about these buckets?
Sure. Defensive allocation, it's simple. It's the cash that you have. Your active and your strategic buckets are your investment buckets. Your strategic bucket is investments which are professionally managed. And the active investment bucket is investment which you take a more direct role in. So in your case, it would be shares like your Dell and your Apple.
So, splitting my investments into 3 buckets, what does that mean for me?
For example, a large proportion of your wealth is in cash. Now, if you think about what you want to do, we can think about how we can help you to grow your wealth and beat inflation.
But I like cash. It's safe and I want to buy a house in the future.
Well, it's all about timing, isn't it? When are you thinking of buying your property?
Well, maybe in the next 3 to 5 years. Knowing this, what would you suggest I do?
Well, as you are a balanced investor, I would suggest that maybe you keep about 25% in cash and invest the rest based on your behavior profile.
Well, at this moment, I have about 75% in cash, so what are the opportunities?
You could look at splitting your investments into about 40% professionally managed funds and 60% in securities managed directly by yourself.
Does this mean that my DCI and investments are now part of my active portfolio?
Yes. I also noticed that you don't have any unit trusts or ETFs.
I don't like unit trusts because they have a charge up front.
Well, you may want to consider them as they are professionally managed, and that takes away your emotions from the decision-making process.
Fair. I have some technology stocks and I like technology. So, can we buy more technology stocks?
Well, you're already exposed to the technology sector. May I suggest a balanced fund to diversify your portfolio?
Sounds interesting. What other possibilities are there?
Well, your report shows that you can have a higher percentage of self-managed investments. Since you're currently holding quite a lot of equities, would you be interested in buying some bonds?
Sure, but it has to be short term. After all, I need the money for my property investment in the near future.
Okay, I'll send over some information regarding short maturity bonds. And the good thing is, you can even use the yield from this to buy your wife a nice Chanel handbag or take your family on a holiday.
Yes, my wife would like that.
Great. My team and I will put together a detailed proposal for you and we'll send it over to you as soon as possible.
Great.
Thank you so much.